if you talk about gratitude, how do you do it? Everybody says, I should give thanks, but then in here they are not feeling it. They're feeling it over here, but they're not coming from here. It's okay to say thanks on the outside, but what are you going to do on the inside? Are you really thankful for what you have in your life? So I thought I'll give you a little tool, two tools to change your conditioning to get there. Tool number one is, when you change your attitude from security to tranquility or serenity, or a state of equanimity from security. So think about all the lives the things you're insecure about, and you're moving towards tranquility, serenity. You will start changing your conditioning to a state of, from a state of lack, you are moving to a state of acceptance. I'm going to repeat that again. I'm talking about how to start the gratitude process. Okay, if you start from a process of I am not insecure anymore, and you're moving to a process of tranquility or serenity, from security, financial insecurity, emotional insecurity, things you are attached to in your life, and you go down to serenity or to tranquility or to equanimity, what you're starting to do is building up a chain of events where now you have started going down the road of creating a gray area space in your life for things to happen. So we want your lives to be rich, abundantly rich, right? So if we want that space to be created, then first we have to change our thought process. So from a security, you're going to a tranquility, to an equanimity. What is equanimity? Equanimity means not being attached. Okay, so if you go from here to here, from these two posts, secure, if financial insecure, you're going from lack to an abundant situation, and you've built a little road for yourself where you're going to transition. Okay, so now you're going to transition from here to here, and now what are the tools that you're going to use to stay there? When you do that, okay, you have already created a space, and you've already plugged yourself to a state of acceptance and surrender to whatever's going to happen to you. So whatever's going to happen to you on a, and these are not tools I'm pulling out, these are just the tools I've used in my life. So this is, since it's the Instagram, my Shonali's Instagram page, I'm just giving you stuff which I've used. So of course I've done my vipassana over the years, and I've gone through situations, so that's how I'm explaining this to you. So when you create a space of abundance and surrender, what you do is you start coming from a negative into a positive situation, and then you start moving towards a space of abundance. Okay, couple of things happen. One is you activate a neurotransmitter called serotonin. So it's the feel good hormone. You start feeling good, and when you start feeling good, because you've activated that particular neurotransmitter, and you are in a state of receiving, you're in a state of receiving, and you are in a state of acceptance, you're going to let things happen to you, because you're going to start now saying, I don't want to be financially secure, but I want to be emotionally okay. I want to be emotionally secure. I want to, not secure, emotionally happy. Emotionally, you want to have a peaceful state. So what you're doing is you're going from lack to abundance, and one thing that happens to you automatically is you start focusing on things that actually matter. Okay, and you start now listing things in your life that you're happy about. So are you happy about your job? Are you happy about the fact that you have a supportive staff? Are you happy about the fact that you have your parents who are supporting you? You're no longer attached to your net worth, because your net worth is actually net worth is not what you're attached to. You create a bigger bank balance, and you're actually attached to your self-worth. Okay, so if you start doing that, that's going to really help you to move. That's my cat there purring, but anyway, that's going to really help you to move to a state of security and happiness. Okay, so that's one thing, that's your attitude shifting. Okay, now let's go to actually actioning it. How are you going to action gratitude? Okay, So one is you on a mental level give thanks every day. I'm sure all of you connect to the divine. So what you're doing with that gray area is you're connecting to the universe. You're correct connecting to the divine. And when I say divine, I don't mean a godly thing out there. For most of you, if you don't believe in the bhakti path like Indians do or whatever, but you're connecting to a universal life force. And when you're connecting to a universal life force, you're in a state of attracting things to your life. So instead of being in a state of lack, you're in a state of abundance and you're trying to attract things into your life. So the first step is to change attitude, to change mental patterns. So you're doing that for yourself. Now you have created a space. Now you start mentally listing things. So either you do a mental exercise or you do because you're moving away. So you ask yourself, okay, you're moving away from a survival mechanism and you're moving away into a more emotionally vibrational higher level. Okay, so you're moving away from what you need, like you need that extra money in your life, or you need that extra you need a phone, or you need the physical things in life, and you're moving to a higher vibrational field. Okay, one of the things that I've used in my life to create this is a blessings journal. Okay, I use this every single day of my life. I've got a journal that journal that I've created, and one of the things that I do is I list everything down, at least in the day that have impacted me. Okay, and I list the smallest of the smallest things. So I could say that I'm thankful that I got two meaningful clients in the day that helped me get to a space of wellness, or I could say that helped them to get to a space. So I'm working on, let's say, a fibromyalgia currently, and I'm working on um, a menopausal situation, and I'm going to be soon picking up another cancer case. So I kind of list that down. Why? Because in the field of my consulting work, it's impacting me positively, and I've listed my blessings for getting those people into my life, for attracting them into my life. It could be as simple as I rescued a dog today, and I've taken him or her to a physiotherapy session, and I thank my blessings that I have that capacity to do such work. So that's another blessing. So I list it. I actually every night go into the journal and list my journal. I've just started doing this, guys, this journal for this year. But I have a blessings journals which I've kept all through the last 5 years at least. So then I can also revisit and see where I'm at. Okay. So if you do this exercise, even if I tell you list three before you go to bed, that's huge. So what you're essentially doing then is you're actually vocalizing what you've gone through, and then it makes you focus on all the things that are good in your life. So I want you to start doing that. Start jotting it down. Okay. We all know that we have food as we use food as medicine, and for that I'm giving you plenty of tips on your posts and on Instagram. But we also have to get to a state, because it has been proven that when you indulge in a state of gratitude, you're doing a couple of things. You're enhancing your psychological state of well-being, you're enhancing your resilience, you are work wise getting more focused, more positive, and more goal oriented. You are lifting your physical self also, because like I said, if you start firing the neurotransmitters, it impacts your physical state as well. You are getting more positive and into a state of positivity, which is where we want you to be when you're on a path of wellness. You are enhancing something which I think has happened to me over the years with two things, meditation and gratitude, is I've enhanced the compassion and kindness in my life. The compassion component, which is to empathize with someone who is and come with loving kindness towards people, animals, the environment, and things around you. But also, you are being more kind, and being kind is really important. So, you have to address how the food is making you kind, but also how the gratitude is taking you towards more being a more kinder person. So, those are the things you are activating when you're doing this. Also, if you go online, you get a multitude of benefits on what gratitude can do for you. But I can tell you what it did for me, because over the years, the meditation tool that I use with Vipassana, we have something called, we give out metta. So we give out loving kindness vibrations after the meditation. We send it out there to anything and everything that's out there, to the universe. And when we do that, we are filling the positivity that we've gone through and felt in Vipassana to infuse our vibrations and send it out to all the people out there. So I do that with, if my clients are on a path of their health journeys, I send it out to them. I thank the universe that they came into my life in the first place. That's another gratitude building act. And what happens is, then you find that when you're, sending out these vibrations to people, things that matter in your life, you start creating that gray space where you start attracting. So you'll be surprised at how many things start coming your way and how people react positively to you. Any emotional pain that you go through will reduce because of this act of this that you start indulging in the act of gratitude every day, and start using a journal to list the stuff that you've gone through. So I just wanted to take gratitude a step further today, and tell you how I practice it. Okay, first is I move always from a state of lack to a state of abundance by creating a gray space in between, which makes me move from a place of security to a place of equanimity, detachment, equanimity, and then to a space of tranquility, which makes me surrender, create that gray space, and then I start automatically focusing and listing things at the end of the day that I was thankful for. I'm recapping the whole life for you, and it's impacting areas in my life, which is allowing me to be in a positive state to create a space of abundance and attract people, events, um, situations, circumstances which are only positive. So I'm attracting abundance into my life by doing this. It's not a negative attach. It's not an attachment or a self attachment that we are going through. It's to be in a state of peace, because when you do that, you get into out of a state of negativity into a state of positivity. And we all know that when you do that, it impacts different areas of your life, especially reducing emotional pain in your life, reducing procrastination in your life, because what's going to make you get up and do things is the fact that you are happy about stuff in your life. One of the biggest things I think that I have, and a thing that I have in my life, is my resilience. So the fact that you're like an elastic band, you can bounce back. Nothing negative keeps you down for too long. I want you to start questioning, when you work with gratitude, is, are you moving to a space of being kind? That's really important. And don't, it's something very silent, it's something that moves within you on a very subtle level. You start observing kindness to things around you which did not exist before. So I want you to start paying attention to how kind are you once you start being in a state of gratitude. That when you use these tools, you are moving to a space of a spiritual connect with the universe. Yeah. You're moving to a space of a spiritual connect and plugging your switch to the switch of the universe. And when that starts happening, you are actually attracting good, abundant, universal energy and the life force to help you go through your day on a daily basis. So, this is what I wanted to plug into today. So, I hope we've got that, and it's going to be short today because my lives are on Sundays are coming out of really spontaneous behavior. What I think about in the morning, I sit and talk to you about. I saw this by my bedside today, and I said, I should share it with you and tell you, because I've touched upon it previously using gratitude, but I wanted to get a bit into it. So, if I've left you with two thoughts today, it's moving from a space of security to tranquility to equanimity. and keeping a journal. Take it into your lives, and I hope you can be, impacted positively by what I've talked to you about today. And have a happy Sunday, and hug a lot of people. Be kind. Get your journal out, and make it a ritual. Go out and buy one and start writing in it. I would be happy to know if you could DM me and tell me if you've actually done it. And have a great Sunday. Enjoy yourself with your friends and family, and your pets if you have any. Bye.